Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here. Just wanted to post a quick video about a discovery that may link, it may not, to the discussion we've been having lately about Bob Lazar and what he did at Area 51. And so I'm sitting here at around 3 in the morning, which is around lunchtime for me and us insomniacs, when I was looking over Google Earth in the areas surrounding Papoose Lake, S4, Area 51, and Groom Lake. So if you haven't watched that new Bob Lazar film, or you don't know much about him, which you should by now, but basically the main point of his story was that he came out and he broke the story about having worked at Area 51, which is a large military complex in the middle of the Nevada desert. Nobody knew it even existed until Bob broke the story. And then they had to admit later on that yes, it was very secret. It's not so secretive now after they've admitted that it's there, but before Bob, no one knew it was there. So we have this large complex called Area 51. Now near there and within it are other sites and smaller bases and areas. We have Groom Lake, where a lot of secretive testing is said to have been done. We have S4, or Site 4, which is the specific site that Bob Lazar claimed to have seen these back-engineered alien saucers. He said that there were 9 saucers that he saw stored in these massive hangars that were basically camouflaged into the side of a mountain near the Papoose dry lake bed. And so you're seeing Area 51 here on the map, and as we go up and zoom back over, just a stone's throw away, we have the Papoose dry lake bed all in white here. It's a pretty barren place. You know, people have been researching these satellite photos for years, looking for anything that might look like a hangar built into the mountains, any sort of equipment or flying saucers, and most people haven't been able to find them. And I would agree, especially if they're actually there and they are camouflaged. I mean, that's the point, so you don't see them specifically in satellite photos. So I was kind of looking around the mountains around Papoose Lake and within Papoose Lake. No surprise, I didn't find anything that looked like hangars, but it has come to my attention that recently something has been found within the area of Papoose dry lake bed that very well may be or lend credence and validation to Bob's story that yes, indeed, there are these giant hangars built into the sides of these mountains where they are warehousing these alien craft. And so as we zoom back up from Papoose, we go over to the northwest. Again, just another stone's throw over the Papoose mountain range here, and sitting in the middle of a secluded mountaintop, right on the edge, a mountaintop that on each side of it is surrounded by larger mountains, nothing around this area, we find this here, a very strange sight of what appears to be construction work of some sort being done on the edge of a mountain where we have, at least from what I can see, 3 big hangar doors that are actually going back into the mountain. And I guess I wouldn't have to tell you guys, this is a site that is very reminiscent of what Bob described. And here, just to give you guys an idea once again, is an artist rendition of what that would look like after speaking with Bob, listening to his interviews, of what it actually did look like to him when he would see these hangars in person. And even in these illustrations, it looks as if we have some real imagery, satellite imagery possibly, or on the ground of this mountainous terrain surrounding it, because this looks very similar to what we were just looking at, but you get the gist. We have these hangars built into the side at angles, so a door could just be shut right over it, blend right in with the mountain side. And then we have this other rendition here to the right where you can actually see what appears to be a flying saucer sitting out front, probably one of the 9 flying saucers that Bob Lazar claimed existed there. So that's what it looks like, and when we go back to this new finding on Google Earth, the coordinates I will put down below, it doesn't take long to see a resemblance, a striking resemblance. Now, of course, from what I'm looking at here, if these are the same type of hangars or similar hangars, the way they did them back in the 70s and the late 80s when Bob broke this story, well, they definitely don't look as if they're complete. They don't look like a simple door would shut and they'd become invisible. We have this long road here coming to them. It comes right up to them. We have trucks and other equipment nearby. And so if I had to guess, if that's what they're creating here, this is obviously some sort of secret entrance into these mountains. And as the mountains stretch back behind it and get bigger and bigger, you can only imagine how much room and space they would have back in there, and who knows how many miles they've carved out already. And that is likely why you have a road leading from these hangars. That way they can truck all of that dirt away. But still, the shape of these hangars, kind of like little triangles but with flat tops, very similar to what Bob described and what is shown in these illustrations. From looking at the images, and we have some images from different years as well, as you're seeing here. So we get some different angles, different shots where the sun is at a different point in the sky. There looks to be, as I said, at least 3 large hangar doors here, one to the very left where the road ends and sort of curves in, and then we have the 2 more to the right side by side. Obviously, going inside, within this mountain or deep down underground within the mountain. So there's something being built here, and more to the point, something that would need these massive hangar doors so they could get in. I mean, you see the size of these vehicles. They would need a third of the size hole to get these semi-trucks in. So whatever it is that they need things this large, doors, openings this large, that is extremely fascinating to me and has me scratching my head. Now again, another thing, could it be a coincidence or is it not, which is at the location this was found. Again, just on the other side of the Papoose Mountains, right next to the Papoose Dry Lake bed, where Bob said that he was taken and where he watched these saucers being tested. He got video of them at least 5 different occasions where he took his friend John Lear and said, look, at this specific night and time, they are going to be testing these flying saucers. He and John then went out on those specific nights and on 5 separate occasions recorded these objects being tested in the distance above Papoose Lake.
Good luck. No, what? Did you see that move it did? No, I didn't. It went like it kept doing. Wow, how bright it's getting. Look at it now. Getting bright. Not bright enough for me to get the sun of a Here, hold on, right here. Are you there? No. It is bright right now.
And so my question is, could this area that we're seeing here, this new area, is this area where more of these hangars are located? And when Bob said they're near Papoose Lake on the side of a mountain, did he mean, well, not directly in Papoose Lake or next to it, but maybe just a little ways over the Papoose Mountains and within this area here? You know, like I said, this could be something new they're constructing. So how many completed hangars like this are there spread all over this mountainous range? And how many of them are probably sticking out right now, but they're so well camouflaged that we couldn't see them if we tried? That is my question. The fact that this is so close to Area 51 and Papoose Lake, the fact that it's on the edge of a mountain, very similar, if not identical, to the photographs here of what Bob described, although again, this looks to be under construction, but it's all very suspicious. It's either a huge coincidence, or it's definitely something here that further validates Lazar's story. Now, I'm not saying that these are the hangars that Lazar was talking about, because he said that they were already finished, they were camouflaged, and you wouldn't know they were there if you flew over in an airplane. But what I am saying is that these could be yet more of those same types of hangars being built within this general area close to Area 51 and Papoose Lake to potentially store more alien technology, to store secret technology from down here on Earth, to store whatever. But I think it gives credence to what Bob said, which was that they're building these slanted hangars in the sides of mountains. We're seeing something here that looks very damn near identical to what he said. Whether it comes out to be this is it, or if it comes out that this is something totally different, has nothing to do with Area 51, I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. So with that, I think I've done my job. Really interesting stuff. Tell me what you think down below. What do you think of these similarities? We know for a fact that there are secret installations that are burrowing deep, miles, hundreds of miles, into the ground and into mountains. So I wouldn't put it past it that this is some sort of secret installation or work being done here, where the construction workers have to sign NDAs before they leave. So tell me what you think down below. Stay tuned. If you haven't yet, I posted, I think, 3 videos in a row within a 24-hour period in the last day. So 3 new videos are up. Go and check out all 3. Stay tuned, and see you guys back in just a bit.